All right, let's look at Ronster here. Solid A tier start here with the Tohi and the
Yes.
Ran. And then in the bird feeder, they also have Mergangster and Swallow. That's gonna be a tough one if they have to pick one.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, have to pick one if they. That's one of the beauties of the Ren, of course, is you can drop that down, grab two cards, and when you're on the other end of that, I mean, if you're Ethma and you're drawing a plan around maybe one of those cards being available, uh, you're gonna be disappointed. Although I don't think Ethma would. I think Ethma would expect the Swallow to get picked up just because that's such an A tier bird, but. Uh, if Ethma keeps a fish thinking the Merganser is going to be there, he might be disappointed depending on what Ronster chooses to do.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, the Ren is gonna be quite good here. Okay, let's see.
The many a great starting hand strategy has been thrown awry by the Ren or the Brand.
Oh yeah, it just ruined your game. I mean, just like the mood of the game because you just have everything planned in your head. Be like, okay, my opponent's gonna take this, and I still can take this, and then the Ren, boom, gone.
Yeah, yeah. I think Ran or Brant make perfectly suitable verbs. It's like I got rend or I got branted.
Absolutely. And we also have my top three, one of my top three favorite bird, the Tohi here. Just such a good bird. Especially looking at the end of round go here, like it's going to help with round one, it's gonna help with round three. That Tohi is gonna be OP.
Oh yeah, I had a game I think earlier today where it was the same thing. You get the eggs in ground nests in round one, because anytime you have an egg where it's number of eggs in round one, it's usually two or at most three that's gonna win it. And so with the Tohi, it's I mean it's very easy to get four there because you just drop it in there. You're getting four eggs and two food and two moves.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at this.
Oh wow!
What do we have here? We have. Should I say it?
Hashtag Team Tuck.
Team Tuck. I mean, it's definitely risky. I mean, typically with full tuck, you want to have a tuck and lay, but with Swallow and Coot, a pretty good chance you can draw some useful card
Yeah,
if you
yeah. I
keep
mean,
digging.
what you can do with those, because it's a total of three food between them, right? So you keep those two cards in the three food, and then you go, you put one down, lay eggs, put the other one down. So in three turns, now all of a sudden you're getting to cycle. You're getting to cycle through four cards and 2 points, and all it takes, you pick up a hummingbird or like you said a tuck and lay like the red winged blackbird or something, and got the beginnings of a really strong engine.
Yeah, and there's just like so much possibility there. Like if you draw a hummingbird, it can work. If you draw a crow, a tuck and lay, it can work. And if you draw a raven, it can work too. So I think there's just a lot more possibilities if you go full tuck and just keep digging here. I'm not against it.
Yeah, yeah. Now of course Ronster, did as we thought he might, but the woodpecker was revealed, and that's a monster pickup for Ethma because they've got that star nest with the barn swallow, so they can put the woodpecker down, and then next turn pick up a grub and get the swallow down, and now they can maximize those two eggs.
Yep. Yeah, I think then now it kind of changes thing if they get the woodpecker that is gonna couple well with the swallow, and then having Kut in the wetland. It's a pretty solid start for Atma here.
Yeah, and I mean at this stage, you don't even it's you can kind of put off developing your grasslands when you've got the woodpecker and that really important second bird, so you're getting two eggs while you're giving your opponent one, because Ronster, having played that wren, I mean that's 5 cavity spots right there, so Ronster's going to have no trouble having somewhere to put those eggs.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I worry for Ronster is they don't have, any bird that they can play in the forest yet. So depending on their card draw, if they don't get a good forest bird, the grain is only going to sustain them for so long.
The siskin, a nice pickup, just because it's an easy bird for them to get down. That's one thing that I look at, and I know you do, where a bird is maybe not like an ideal bird, or one that you plan on. Maybe, okay, I'm not going to be able to get maximum out of this bird, but it goes with food that I'm going to get very easily and be able to get that second bird down in the grassland. So that can make it a much stronger pickup.
Yeah. All right, looks like both of them, pretty solid setup for both. Maybe, I don't know, which setup do you prefer more? Just based on what we have seen so far.
Yeah, I think it's tough to say. If gun to my head, I'm going with, I would take Ethma's setup, just because once they get that coot down, it's gonna be 4 cards and 2 points every time, and they're gonna be able to avoid kind of developing their grasslands a little bit, so they can kind of jump back and forth between 2 habitats. They're gonna lose this end around goal, but losing, when coming up blank on the first end of round goal, even though it's a 4-point swing, it's only a 4-point swing versus a 3-point swing. So like the difference between second place and 0 is only 1 point, whereas coming up blank later, it's a much bigger deal. So I think that's going to be okay, and he's going to be in a good position to end up with that second round goal, and then really build out that grasslands for later by being able to cycle so many birds and pick up food quickly.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. So we have the chickadee. That's giving Atma a second thought here. I agree the chickadee is going to be so good for their forest there.
Oh yeah, and see, if I'm Ethma, I would really give some consideration to getting that chickadee, because it is, it's one of those A-tier birds where you can get it down for 1 point. You're going to use it a ton, and it gives them 3 additional egg spaces to really be able to use that woodpecker a few more times.
Yeah, they're gambling on Ronster do not pick it up, and I think it pay off. They definitely saw the chickadee, and they were thinking like, okay, maybe Ronster just pick up card, they won't pick it up again, and it paid off because now they can pick up the chickadee. Oh, look at that, 2 chickadee! Wow.
Oh yeah.
This is going really well. They can have a strong forest and a strong grassland. A strong forest and a strong wetland, and they're getting eggs. Yeah, this is looking pretty good.
Yeah, this is great. You get, because they'll be able to get the nuthatch and the chickadee down really quick, and now all of a sudden you're looking at 2 food, 2 points, and 2 eggs every time you activate that forest.
Yeah. All right, they gotta pick up the chickadee. Oh, they did not. Wow.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder. I wonder if the thinking there is that, oh, I've got the nuthatch. It's, because the nuthatch and the chickadee are basically the same bird. I mean, except for they might qualify for a couple different bonus cards, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
same number of points and food and a nest and everything. So maybe they're thinking it's redundant, but the thing is, like, you're going to be able to get them both down so quickly
Yeah.
and then hammer that forest. You know you're going to be hitting that forest over and over as the game progresses. I'm with you. I really would have picked
Yeah.
up that chickadee.
Maybe they will now. Let's see. Looks like they are going for it again. Hopefully they'll pick it up. Because if you think about it, if they have the chickadee, nuthatch, and the woodpecker, that's 4 points. Forest engine, and they're gaining food. That's like way better than what Ronster is having right now with just 2 eggs and 1 grain. And even if they get the purple swallow down, that's like 4 points. Like it's not that much better than what Atma could build with two of the chickadee and nuthatch.
Yeah. Now, what's this? Did Ethma get basically another of the same bird?
Did
I,
they?
I see 3 of them in there. I can't think off the top of my head what the third one is, but
I think they got both chickadee and the nuthatch. This is gonna be so good.
oh yeah,
Yeah, you just can't fight that. If you have like a 4 or 5 points forest engine, and then they have 2 points engine in the wetland, they can draw like so many big points bird, and yeah, this is gonna snowball really quickly.
yeah. I think Ronster's in a bit of trouble here.
Oh yeah, thanks Flan. This is totally a tuck and cash board here.
Tug. It's like one of those shirts that you buy on some cheap boardwalk, or it says tuck on the bottom, cash on top.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, Ronster gotta be, really pick up their tempo here. Like, they have to have the swallow down soon and the borrowing owl to kind of, start building up their grassland, because once this 4 birds engine set up in the forest, it's gonna be a monster to beat.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Yep. I mean, Emma definitely wished I have a better role there with the bird feeder, but yeah, looks like they're gonna get both of those down by the end of round 2, and then round 3 they can start digging for the big points bird. So I think that's gonna work out quite well.
Yeah, and the better, with the thing is that the better your forest engine, the less, and the lower food cost on your birds, the less you have to worry about brute forcing it and wasting food that way, because in not too long, Ethma's going to be able to pick up 3 food a turn and be moving that bird feeder around so much. I mean, having to brute force 1 chickadee is really nothing.
Yeah. But at the same time, I saw that Ronster just picked up the house finch. So now they have the house finch, the purple swallow. So I mean, they definitely slowly is building up a pretty nice grassland as well. So I think this is gonna make a very interesting game. So we have the classic grassland engine versus kind of overdrive forest here. Not many games you see a 5 points forest engine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, although you do have to look at it as a net, right? So it's really a 4-point net. forest engine, because every time he activates the woodpecker, Ronster is getting an egg, and Ronster is going to have ample space to accommodate those eggs. So even though having a 4-point net forest engine is really strong, you still it's not something you want to be relying on at the end of the game, just popping 4 points a time. I mean, he is going to have to build out that grassland.
Yeah. All right.
And along those lines, Tay, what do you think of the hummingbird play in the wetland there? Do you like it or no?
It's interesting. I think it's I mean I don't think I like it, but it's not like I hate it. I just feel like it's a little bit premature. Like, do they really need that one bird? I guess they can draw one extra card, but they are making 2 points drawing card anyway, so it's not like they're worried about activating the wetland too many times. So I don't know. Yeah, I can see why they play it, but it wouldn't be my first option.
Yeah, I mean, it could work out really nice for them if they pick up a tuck and lay bird. You get a bush chit or something, you can dump it down there, and now you've got a 4-point engine that you can get food out of in the wetland. But it feels like they've kind of already built out are in such a position to build out their forest. That seems much less important.
Yeah, but I guess overall it's still a pretty nice pickup for them, though. They pick up a long spur and the V-rail in this turn, which they can very easily pay for. I think they make the right call drawing the cards here. But then, of course, Rule 16, they also review the Raven.
Rule 16.
Yeah.
No.
But I must say, though, I have many games where I have to do like a late pivot to a Raven or something. It's not guaranteed it's going to work out well, because Ronster just play the red start, so they already invested in the forest. Now they have to pivot to the grassland, so we'll see how that work out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the Raven, is when you're getting, if they get that Raven and they'd be getting 3 eggs a turn, but they're gonna turn around and spend one of them. So it's like they're gonna have to get that finch and that swallow down, I think, pretty quick to start hammering that grassland. Although I think he can. I mean, but which will set him up in a nice position for the last 2 end of round. So actually now I'm kind of talking myself into not being as worried or as concerned about that sunk cost of a red start in the forest.
Yeah, I mean, it was really me who was a little bit worried, but I think you are right. I think looking at their hand here, they get the Raven down, and then they can just keep snowballing by getting the house finch, the purple swallow down, and then they have big bonus card coming. They even have the road runner. So yeah, I mean, they basically don't have to go back to the wetlands. So, and this is only at the end of round 2. So yep, I think Ronster is still in a pretty good position here. Especially with the Tauhi there, like, it's definitely gonna help them to get those birds out sooner than they typically would with just 2 food from Raven. So yeah.
Yeah, because all of a sudden now you're talking three food per turn instead of 2, and that puts a lot more birds in play. I mean, like he was just showing the wood stork, it takes a fish and a rodent and a wild. So you use the Raven to get a fish and a rodent. The wheat from the Tauhi gives you the wild, and then you can get that bird down. So
yeah.
Plus that fish goes to his bonus card as well. So
yeah. So again, looking at this, assuming Ronster have the purple swallow and the house finch down, they will have, say like a 6-point engine minus the 8 from Raven. So that's a 5-point engine, let's just say that. And then on Atma's side, we have also a 5-point engine, but you kind of have to minus 1 egg that you're giving to your opponent. So 5 to 4, it's not that far behind, like in terms of Atma and Ronster, looking at their engine here.
No, it's not. Although the difference in it, other than the points, is that they're the same number of points, right? But Ronster's going to be getting to cycle through cards and then pick up food after cycles through the cards. So he can look at a card from the swallow, look at a card from the finch, and then decide what he's going to spend the raven's food on, or what food he's going to get with the raven. So even though they're similar point engines, I mean, I think Ronster is in a much better position in terms of being able to get some big birds out, and because he's only got to activate one habitat.
Yep. I mean, you are absolutely right, because at some point, Atma have to go back to the wetland, and it's only going to be a 2-point gain whenever they use the wetland. On the other hand, Ronster, they're going to make their best play. Like, if they're not laying eggs, they're going to make some big play that makes like more than 2 points. So yeah, Ronster, if they are behind, they're definitely going to catch up really soon, or really quickly.
Yeah, now let's see. Ronster's got 1 for the fish bonus down. The wood stork, that'd be 3 points for the fish bonus. Oh, and Ethma's giving out food, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. Like with the Raven and Tauhi here, I think is a fair trade to gain 1 food for yourself and give 1 to your opponent. So
sure, yeah, it's like I think Chop is fond of saying, where if your opponent is strong in an area, just flood them with it, right? It's like if they've got a killdeer, and you've got, say, a canvasback, I mean, you could just give them whatever cards you want. You may as well just get the cards for yourself, because they're going to be able to draw plenty anyway.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised that the chat is saying why did Ronster not pick up the grub so that they can put down the marten, or actually the purple swallow. I have to agree there. I think the swallow would have been a nice play if they can do that right away.
Surprises me. I hadn't actually noticed that, because I was too busy just soaking in the sound of my own voice, apparently. So.
And then I think Atma also pick up another caching bird. But again, like, if it's this late, I don't know if it's worth playing another caching bird in the forest, because you're only going to make 2 points putting that bird down, and you might activate it a few more times. I don't know. I'm not a fan of playing another caching bird in the forest. It looked nice to have, 5 brown power and points making birds in the forest, but I think it's a little bit too late.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe consider it if if his bonus card was say cavity nest, or if it was forest only, something where it's like, okay, this is going to help me max out that bonus card. Maybe that's enough to tip the scales in favor of that. But yeah, I agree. It seems a bit late for that at this point, especially since right now he's got nothing down in the grasslands. He's got to make sure he gets something down to qualify for that end around.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially probably the V-rail down with the star nest, so that they can use the woodpecker to fill the V-rail. Then they don't have to go to the grassland.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the grasslands for them would be a wasted turn, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Ooh, wow, look at that. Bronster just tucked away the purple swallow there, which is interesting. I think it's kind of still worth it to play the swallow here. For
Yeah.
for their engine.
I mean, I think Ronster's looking at, of course, with they got the crane and the towhee. Although, even if they didn't have the towhee, they would still be getting two. They could still pick up 2 wheat with the Raven, but with the towhee, it saves you the cost of the egg. So he's looking, in the end, at a what would be a 8 or possibly 9 point engine. I think depending on how the owl does. So.
Oh, I don't like this.
Oh, the pelican?
Yeah. I mean, it's only a 3 points turn, and do you really need that 3 fish with the grassland engine? It is kind of.
Yeah, see, I think here's his plan. His plan is he's got the skimmer and the wood stork to max out that fishery bonus. And so you get the pelican down, it gives you the 2 fish to play the skimmer. So you can basically go, you can get 2 birds down in 2 plays that way, and then he only needs 1 more play in order to get the stork down to max out the fish bonus. So I actually can see where he's coming from.
Okay. But yeah, I guess my argument to that would be like, why don't you just wait until maybe round 4 to do that, and instead focusing on playing the last grassland bird so that you can maximize your engine? Because with tuck and draw, you don't know, maybe you draw the puffin, which is even a better card, or that's the spoonbill. So I just feel like it's a little bit premature to worry about their fishery manager at this point.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. Start earning points from your grassland, and then it's like your last 3 or 4 plays, or maybe you even pick up the the egret or the heron, and you can get multiple birds down in 1 turn and be making more from your grassland engine that way. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're right, and that's a really interesting point, kind of generally, where it's like, okay, is this, as far as the timing of playing a bird, it's like, does this bird need to go down now? It's like, yes, okay, I've decided, this is an important bird for me to play. Then the question becomes, when is it ideal for me to play it? So I think you're dead on there, where it's like, I don't benefit from these fish birds going down now. The only maybe slight thing you could say is, okay, well, the stork, if he gets that down, that's going to generate another bonus card, and now maybe that reveals that you could draw a different card with your finch to try to max out this new bonus card. But yeah, other than that, I'm with you. I think those are definitely endgame birds.
Yeah. All right, let's see what bonus card they get here. Oh, look at this, the predator or falconer. So yeah, the borrowing owl kind of work out here. They can potentially also play the roadrunner, and again, surprised that they did not go for the predator here. I guess they do have
manager, but see, I wonder if he's looking at, because you can see he's got 3 birds that qualify for breeding manager in the grassland, and I know he's got the merganser in the wetland, so that's the 4 points there,
and the wren, the Carolina wren, so 5 points.
Yeah, 5 points, and he's already going to have to spend a turn playing that skimmer to max out the fish bonus. So I actually can't believe I'm going to say this, because I don't like to say anything positive about the breeding manager ever, but I think the breeding manager is a good play here.
But I would say if they play the skimmer and the roadrunner, that's 6 points. So it's actually 1 more point.
Yeah, it was falconer. It wasn't rodentologist. That's
nope.
Right. So the skimmer does qualify.
Yeah. And again, I am a little bit Yeah, I just wish they would have played that 5th grassland bird, because with the number of turn they activate the grassland, they could have made so many points with their 5th bird. It's kind of interesting that they did not play the swallow. They also did not play the roadrunner here. But yeah. And I guess let's look at Atmas here. I think they have a pretty straightforward end game here, right? So they are trying to basically get the 2 big bird down, the wobbler and is it the prairie chicken?
I think it's the long spur.
The long spur, and hope for a really good bonus card there.
Yeah, and actually they're gonna so they're not gonna, if I'm seeing it right, they're not gonna make their enclosure bonus. Even if they play the long spur, they still fall short. But I see they did pick up the nest box bonus with the Vireo, so the one we were talking about earlier about maxing out, they ended up getting.
All right, let's see if they can get a good bonus card here. That could really change their game here.
Absolutely. Drum roll.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna run out of breath real quick, man.
I think they're freezing, so
I suffocate to death because of Ethma's spotty internet.
Flan is sharing some questionable meme again.
No, that's okay. so Flan, it exists.
Oh,
Flan being Flan gonna flan.
It went too fast. I did not see what was the bonus card. All right, skimmer.
Birds in the.
Birds in the.
Birds in blank the blank. This is like not Jeopardy, but it's like was it Wheel of Fortune or something, like birds in blank the blank.
Ecologist, someone is saying. I think yeah, that's a nice draw. 6 points. Like, all right. So now 3 turns. What now? So lay eggs 3 times for Ronster. I still think it was a missed opportunity that did not play the Roadrunner, because with the Roadrunner they could also convert food to eggs and potentially get tugging. So I think they're missing out without that 5th grassland bird there.
Yeah, I hear you, because I mean, it's like, okay, with the Raven, okay, you spend 1 egg to get 2 food, so you spend 1 egg to get 2 eggs over 2 turns, but you don't even have to do that because you got the Tauhi, so now you turn the Tauhi into a point.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks impressive, but yeah, actually Ronster engine, is really only like 5 points. Minus the egg is like 4. So
yeah, I mean, it's 5 points plus the owl.
Yeah, they really needed that 5th grassland bird to make it really shine there.
I'm with you there.
But again, I don't know if I can make any call here. I feel like any call that I'm gonna make is gonna be wrong. So
well, then just make the call that you think is wrong, and then it'll be right. See,
I don't know. I'm
gonna do it in your head and just not tell anyone, and then you look like a genius.
I'm gonna throw it to the chat. Does anyone want to call it in the chat? Who is winning this game? So we have Atma 1-1, and then Ronster got 1. So this is gonna be the decider. All right,
Heartsit.
Yeah.
Have a working screen for.
All right, we got a poll going. Who is winning, Atma or Ronster? I see Heartsit is calling it for Atma. Ooh, neck to neck. Ooh, Ronster. Okay. All right. Surely you don't play a 4 points wobbler at this point. I mean, I don't know. Do they have open spot and 4s? It might worth a gamble.
I mean, it depends. Yeah. See, it's only a 1 egg cost, and he's got, of course, the more birds you have down, the more sense it makes, right? But it's only got He's got one star nest, one. Yeah, I mean, might might be. I guess I would want to see. I assume that Ronster is winning the end of round. I I
I
haven't counted eggs, but
I'm pretty sure with the house finch and boring owl.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah, might as well just I guess they can also do you play double here? I guess you play double by not wasting food and also the more birds you have, the more likely you're gonna score bonus card, right?
yeah, for sure. And uh, yeah, I mean, he's got the star nest. Uh,
It's it,
got
Canada goose, the oldest wild.
it's interesting. Is Canada Goose better play than the Wobbler here? Is it because of the enclosure builder?
Yeah, well, yeah. See, it would get it's the enclosure builder plus the ecologist plus
They can lay
uh,
eggs.
they can lay eggs and get 6 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I think it can really go both way. That's what my heart is telling me. Because Emma has a lot of tugs. And
Well, a lot of tucks and what?
and they have good bonus card.
Oh, come on! I put it up on a tray there for you, Terry. A lot of tuck and what?
And cash.
There you go.
Wow. All right, let's redo that bit so that I can cut it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Anyway, okay. What's happening here? What was the bonus card? Prairie Manager. Oh, that's okay. They got 3 points. That's pretty good. All right. Last turn here. Laying eggs. No surprise. Ooh, Emma is breaking 100.
Yeah, but I think I just saw 94 and 92.
Ooh, it's wow. If it's that close, maybe yeah. It's come down to the end of round go here, isn't it?
Yeah, so Edma's gonna go 6. That would be 100, and then
104.
Monster's gonna get 5, maybe 6 would be 90. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be razor thin.
Oh wow. What if Ronster win by that one grain that they're getting?
Oh, that OP Tauhi in a whole new way.
Yeah. Oh, look at this! Just
Wow.
1 point victory, but still, congrats to Ronster.
Nice work.
Very nice. Good game. Wow, this I love this, you know. We saw it like I mean gotta give like, you know, the credit to Atma. They basically built a forest engine that's strong enough to rival a grassland and Raven. So well played, Atma, and congrats to Ronster.
Yeah, what a match. I mean that Raven Finch combo is so powerful. You know, anytime you have a Raven and a tuck and draw in the grasslands, it's tough to beat. But Ethma really did a hell of a job.
Yeah.